Hey there, my name is Greg Young, and I'm with Headful Wealth Management. I'm here to tell you today how you can balance your long-term goals against your short-term reality. We've mostly emerged from the COVID-19 pandemic, and allegedly life is shifting back to normal for many. I had a lot of folks telling me that they're actually struggling with that transition, with thinking about long-term planning. And that makes complete sense. We've seen how quickly long-term plans and goals can be turned upside down. And we've spent the past year or so dealing with a lot of short-term changes. Honestly, for me, aside from just macroeconomic stuff, every time I look around, my kids' sports schedules are changing. Between buying uniforms and figuring how we're going to taxi them to their meets and soccer matches, there's a lot of real life stuff that happens today, so it's hard to think about future things like 529 plans and retirement savings. So how do we bring about the long run and get that into focus without getting derailed in our short-term lives? One way is by thinking about the long term as a series of short-term challenges instead of just one uninterrupted straight line. Here are 3 simple strategies that can help you train your mind to think that way. First, create a future you mindset. Who is future you? What does that person want? How can we help them get there? By embracing your future self as somebody who needs you, that's going to help you create a better future with smart choices now. I get it. That might sound a little bit of woo-woo, but it's actually based on this concept called future orientation, or embracing the idea that not only is the future unwritten, but you can write it, especially for yourself. So, and this idea can have, several real benefits. Studies have shown that the future orientation is a strong predictor for achievement, health, and happiness in life. The second strategy is to prioritize flexibility over certainty. Some of us real financial advisors like to say, we're not going to defend a broken plan. Shout out to Carl Richards on that one. And the idea is, as humans, we are wired to look for certainty. It feels good to think that we have everything figured out. Our instincts tell us to act quickly in the short term to avoid a discomfort that we feel in uncertainty. But in a complex world with complex problems, acting quickly isn't always the best move. We often get better results in the long term by keeping a flexible mindset and experimenting with different solutions. A third strategy is recognize how your emotions are affecting your decision making. That's really hard. We always have blind spots that we can't see, so we don't know when our own biases and our life stories and our experiences are changing the way that we're reacting to a situation or a decision that we're making. We've all had bad times, and we've acted in the heat of the moment. Something makes us unhappy or unusually upset in the short term, and we make a snap decision that has long-term consequences. One way this plays out in investing is loss aversion. It's a cognitive bias that causes us to focus so hard on avoiding losses that we often miss out on the big picture, long-term benefits of a strategy. Another real-world example that I just had in conversation was a business owner was burnt back in 2008. They almost lost their house. And now they are very hesitant to get into any lending or leverage situations because they don't want to be under somebody else's thumb. Well, debt isn't necessarily a bad thing if it's used appropriately, safely, and responsibly. It could actually be a huge springboard tool. But if you've had a bad experience, maybe that emotion's preventing you from even considering an option. So, sort of call to action here is the reason why you pay a financial professional to look after your financial life is so that you can share your worries and have somebody help you take action, both in the short term and in the long term. And what I'm asking you is that if you have a question about what I've just discussed, or if you'd like to speak with me personally about what's going on in your life or in your business, please use the form below. Send me a message. I'll respond personally. I would love to connect. Thanks.